Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Gear Talk, and this time I'm going to talk to you about one of the most important cameras in the history of photography. Before we begin, as usual, a little message from myself as a sponsor. If you want to support the channel, please put a like, subscribe, share it with your friends. But if you want to go a little bit further, check out my books, Lasting Photograph, a very nice novel with good reviews based on a photographic story. Photography, the F manual, it's a manual with all the basics about photography, and fine art inkjet printing, everything you need to know to start to create fine art inkjet prints at your own. This said, this camera is one of the most important camera in the history of photography, and is a Kodak, is the #2 OA model C, and this was the first camera that was mass produced to create a mass production of photographs, and it was produced in 1913, and until the time, photography was mostly on glass plates or other kind of large format films, and was expensive. At this point, Kodak produced film, and it produces the roll film. And in this camera you can take, it's a 6x9, it uses a 120 format film, so you can take 10 pictures. And it was relatively cheap. So a lot of people bought this kind of cameras and went around and took pictures with this. And we have a lot of memories with this camera. I can show you here some images that I took with this camera a few years ago, just to test it, and it's pretty impressive how if you use it in the right light condition, this camera is quite good. But the important thing is that having a mass production, we see a lot of memories from that era that were created with this. So we have a lot of documentation, we have a lot of images that tell us how the life was. And we have not just images that were produced by professional, but we have images that were produced by people traveling and just enjoying their family. I have a lot of memories from my family that were taken with a similar camera that was 126 film, so it was a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact, but was basically the same thing. It was a little plastic camera, and I still have it, I can do a video about that. But the introduction of this kinds of camera brought photography to the masses. Now, if this was a good thing or not for photography itself, that can be discussed, because when you create a massification of images, we are seeing the same thing right now with the smartphones that have cameras, and we cannot say that the quality of images went up. But from an historic point and a documentation point, the massification of photography really changed everything. If you think about the First World War, was the first one that was documented with photography, because a lot of people, a lot of soldiers had cameras similar to this, or the version with the bellow and all those kind of things, but they were able to take pictures during the war. And so it's the first war that we have documented with photography. And similarly, we have a lot of images from travels, we have a lot of images from families and all these kind of things. And this historically is a great documentation. The camera is very, very simple. There's shutter, there's only things in here. The lens is a fixed focal lens and a fixed focus, so the focal length is probably around I think 80-90 millimeters, something like that. So it's normal focal length for 6x9. As I said, 10 pictures, 6x9 on a 120 roll film. There's a little viewfinder here that is nice to kind of frame the scene. It's not really luminous or something like that, but you're supposed to use this camera only outdoor in a nice day. And by the way, the shutter speed is around I think 1/30, 1/40 of a second, so you must be kind of stable when you take the pictures, but you have to remember that at the time the film were very low in sensibility, so very low ISO. Right now, if you want to try one of this camera, best option probably is to put a roll of 25 ISO film, 50 ISO film, something like that, a Panef for Ilford, or just 100 ISO usual, and underdevelop a little, so you will compensate with overexposure if you take the pictures in a sunny day. So this is the camera, and what is nice that you can open the camera, and inside is very simple. You have to remember to pull out the system that goes in the sprocket, so you can roll the film, and this is the camera. Nothing inside here but just this little window to see the number on the film back. Here I have an original wooden roll sprocket for this 120 film, and the interesting thing was use Kodak film 120, use Kodak film in the yellow box, it gets the pictures. So a little bit some advertised here that is quite nice, and nothing more. The camera is just like that, and it's very simple. Technically, that's all about this camera. Nothing more to say. You have seen the picture. Now there's only one little thing that I want to say about this camera. I participated this year to a Secret Santa organized by Emulsive. Emulsive is a magazine about film photography, an online magazine, online page with nice articles and a nice community. And I was reading about the Secret Santa on internet, and I decided to participate. So the guy that was coupled with me, so the person I have to send this my gift for Christmas, he said that he collects brownie cameras, and I decided to give away this camera that I really like, but this camera actually is not mine. I don't remember how it arrived in my studio, but I'm pretty sure that this camera, I never bought this camera, so it was left in my studio, was used as a prop during some photographs, and the camera remained in my studio. So it's time to let this camera travel the world, and it will travel to the US, and I hope the person will appreciate it. So my Secret Santa will be this camera, and since it's a gift about film photography, the other things will be absolutely my novel Lasting Photographs, that is all about film photography. So that will be the destiny of this camera, and I'm curious to see when this guy, I will send the camera with the roll film, and I want to see the pictures. So that's all the trick about these Secret Santa things, and it's fantastic. And by the way, I received my gift yesterday, and it was really a beautiful surprise. I will do a video about that. So thank you very much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please put a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friend. I need to see this channel grow a little to still be stimulated to produce this kind of content. And if you want to go a little bit further, check out my books, Lasting Photographs. It's a novel, it's very good, and it's very nice as a Christmas gift for a photographer. Inkjet Fine Art Printing, if you are interested in printing your art in inkjet, and Photography, the F manual, that is all the basic, everything you need to know about photography to start your passion or improve your passion. So this said, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.